Hello, good morning. It's September 12th, 2022. It's 10:55 a.m. It's almost 11. And this is my Fractal Flowers teaching stream. And we are in Mercury retrograde. That may be why I can't stream through StreamYards to Facebook unless they've changed things. So I'm simulcasting on my Read the Tarot YouTube, my Fractal Flowers YouTube, and my Fractal Flowers Twitter. So if you're new here to the teaching streams, they are set up a little bit differently. I don't give out a free message from Spirit. That is actually a different stream. This stream is all about teaching, and I give free oracle messages. And at the end, I do a free 5-card tarot reading. If you would like a personal reading during the stream, please make a donation according to the price list running across the stream. So with that said, let me begin with our Oracle of the Roses. And good morning, Empress Anjali. And Miss Maine, how are you? I haven't seen you for so long. I've been over on my Fractal Flowers, building up the YouTube channel, building up my Facebook, of course, working on the websites. But I have many things that I am planning. I have a couple of really special Halloween streams in the works. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today from the Oracle of the Roses? Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today from the Oracle of the Roses? And our Oracle message is right here. And we have the Challenger. The Challenger. Are you facing some challenges in your life? I'm going to zoom in just a teeny bit on that card. Okay. This is a wild rose, number 4, the Challenger. And you can identify wild roses. They have 5 flat petals. When challenges arise, it must be remembered that success is just a fleeting moment and not the catalyst of change. The way we react and experience a challenge is where the adversity or challenge shapes us. A knee-jerk reaction based purely on a feeling may appear as strength to others, but the outcome is usually short-lived. The challenger rises decisively to meet the challenge, and how they deal with it will always be more worthy than any failure or even victory. Take a moment to plan, to gather all the resources and information required before taking the next step. Hello, Sam. Good morning. How are you? If I was asked today to lead a project, what would be a challenging but possible undertaking? And here are some notes about this rose. The rose is actually called a Scotch rose. A native of Asia and Europe, this rose grows as a shrub to a height of 3 to 4 feet. Its stem is covered in large, straight spines and prickles, leading to its scientific name of Spinosissima, meaning the most spiny. Its common name is Scotch rose because it was in Scotland this hybridization of this plant began to occur. This rose produces sucker that can be pulled up and replanted. It will tolerate light shade but prefers full sun and grows best in rich, moist, well-drained soils. Be aware that it will not tolerate sandy soils, and it flowers from early spring to early summer. The plant energies associated with the Scotch rose are leadership, inspiration, truth, persuasion, and power, and it works with the deities Zeus, Apollo, and Belenus, and the zodiac sign Leo. And next we have the Flowers Oracle. This deck works in conjunction with the Bach Flower Remedies. The Oracle messages aren't that in-depth. They're very short and sweet and straight to the point. But this deck is also very helpful if you do work with Bach Flower Remedies. and you want to know which essence you should actually use for the day, you could do a 1-card reading. This oracle deck is also very much in line with the words of the flowers. The messages are very much in line with the tarot. So I do find it to be a useful deck if you, just want to get a message based on the word. Just as we did with the roses, the challenger. Okay, and this deck is from Antonella Castelli. Artwork is by More to Vary. Has a very Art Deco feel to it. Very beautiful deck. Good morning, Stella Maria. How are you today? And hello, Pranay. How are you? Pranay, this isn't a reading where anybody gets a turn. Yesterday you felt like you were hit by a truck. Is that normal? It can be. Oh, so Sam, that could mean that you actually have had more interaction with spirit than I realized. We should have done a white light meditation then. And that could just be that we brought up a lot of challenging things. That's my bad. I should have done a white light meditation with you in the beginning. How do you feel today? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today from the Flowers Oracle? What message do you have for us today? I'm going to send you, should I wait? Well, let me send it to you now. I'm going to send you a link to a meditation that if you want to leave the stream and do it now, that's fine. If you want to wait, but then do it. But this, I do feel this is very important. So I'm going to send you a link to a very powerful guided meditation that's going to help bring your energy right back. That's my fault. I didn't even think of it. We brought through a lot of your family. So YouTube is taking 20 minutes to bring me to my own page. Oh my goodness. Really? Let me try my phone. It is Mercury retrograde, so we can expect our technology to pretty much do what it's doing right now. So I'm going to get that link and drop it in the chat through my phone, because it's not working on my computer. Can you believe I'm still just trying to get one link from my own channel? It's crazy. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is for you, Sam. Did it get in there? Here we go. Yes, I do, Elsa. I have 2 lives going on 2 of my channels. I'm simulcasting, as I have some issues with Facebook right now. Okay, so that is a link for you. Sam, please do that meditation when you can, and that will help. Okay, now let's move on to the Flowers Oracle. Thank you, Spirit. And anybody who just needs a good guided meditation for that white light of Spirit, use this one that I just dropped in the chat. Oh, you know what? I only dropped it in on one. Let me drop it. Oh, this is crazy. Let me drop it on Read the Tarot as well. I'm not exactly sure where you're watching, Sam. So usually what I do is I go live on Fractal Flowers on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. But there is something wrong with Facebook where it was making multiple events, not letting me create a live stream. But I'm not going to worry about any of that because it is Mercury retrograde. We can expect a lot of weird technical glitches. So I'll wait till retrograde is over to see if this is something permanent with Facebook. Okay, so I'm dropping this link in here. And what this link is for is a very powerful white light guided meditation. Okay, very important if you are doing any spiritual work. I did spiritual work with Sam and we bypassed our meditation and she felt the effects of it, so that will help. Okay, so let's get on to our Flowers Oracle. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us from the Flowers Oracle? Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us from the Flowers Oracle today? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us? And our message is right here. And this is a collective reading stream. It's a teaching stream. And we have impatience, number 18. And this is all about our patience. Our beautiful impatience flowers are asking us to adapt a spirit of patience in our life. This could even be that we're dealing with some situations that we're trying to rush into some responses. And this actually came through with our Challenger card from the Oracle of the Roses. The Challenger was saying that, there are challenges that we face in life and how we handle them determines our character and is actually more important than whether we succeed or fail. But we never want to just rush into a response when we have a challenge. And that goes along with our beautiful impatience. Again, this is a gorgeous deck with an Art Deco feel. Again, if you're wondering what's with all the flowers, this is, I'm simulcasting from my Fractal Flowers channel. And if you follow me on Read the Tarot, but not Fractal Flowers, that's what I do on Fractal Flowers. So let's get our message from Impatience. This is number 18. And maybe you've had impatience flowers. They are beautiful. I've had some here in Florida before in the past. Forgive others and yourself. Time is an illusion. Hurry slowly and let the world move at its own pace. Listen to the rhythm of your breathing and restore your natural sense of calm. This time belongs to you. Don't hurry it. And also what I like about that is I just dropped in a nice guided meditation that will bring you back to that place of calm if you aren't there. Next up is the Oracle of the Fairies by Karen Kay, artwork by Ginger Kelly. And get a lovely oracle message from the fairies. Very interesting. Very interested to see if this has to do with timing, patience, letting things move at their own speed and their own course, or anything to do with challenges. So let's see what comes through today with our Oracle of the Fairies. And thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today with the Oracle of the Fairies? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us from the Oracle of the Fairies? Okay, our message is right here. And it is divination. Divination. This is our divination fairy. She's tuning in psychically, using the arts. Even you can see she's actually using the oracle deck, the Oracle of the Fairies in this card. She has her candle. She's out in nature. There's our beautiful flowers. She has fire, crystal ball. So this message is all about connecting to our inner voice, our intuition, to spirit, developing our psychic gifts. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation and crystal clear clarity. Now that situation, for the message to come through about using your intuition, your divination skills to see through your current situation, does seem to go along with our challenger, Rose, this morning. Hello, Queen Bee. How are you? This fairy wants to remind you that you can use divination to help you through challenging circumstances. So we do have a message from Spirit coming through about challenging circumstances, challenges. If you're in a state right now where you are facing some challenges, not sure how to deal with them, Spirit is addressing that this morning. This fairy wants to remind you that you can use divination to help you through challenging circumstances. Your energy is strong at this time, and you have the ability to see things that others may not. Perhaps someone close to you would benefit from your spiritual gifts. Anything can be used for divination purposes. These cards, crystals, a crystal ball, the flames in a fire, the stars in the night sky, water. In fact, anything that opens a psychic doorway can be used and will enable you to see backwards and forwards in time. Divination also brings you fully into the present moment. It's not about fortune telling for thrills. Although future truths can be revealed, it's more about working with the divine powers to reveal what will help towards spiritual progression for yourself and others. Divination is a serious spiritual practice and isn't something to be dabbled with for amusement. You might experience visions or come to know things that needed to be handled delicately and with empathy when sharing with others. If you feel confident, you could give readings to friends and family. You may feel drawn to do this professionally too. If this feels right, seek the guidance of someone who has been working with divination for a while and whom you respect. You can use divination alongside any other spiritual technique. Oh, hello, Joelle. How are you? And yes, Queen Bee, you're asking me if I'm doing free readings, free tarot readings. Well, this is not the free tarot reading stream per se. This is where I do a collective tarot teaching with oracle cards, and at the end I do a collective 5-card tarot reading. But as you can see, Joelle just made a donation. So if somebody does want a free reading, they'll have to wait for a free stream, or this entire stream is technically a free reading because it's just for the collective. But if you want a personal reading, then it will be on a donation according to the price list on the video. So I hope that hope that clarifies everything. Okay, Joelle, let me see. Joelle, how have you been? I haven't seen you for so long. I've been over on the Fractal Flowers channel more than this channel. And I'm trying to get that worked out. And I hope things with KB are going well for you. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, retrograde is why I'm actually over here on Read the Tarot. Retrograde isn't working well for Facebook today, unless Facebook has suddenly changed their whole entire platform. Which would make perfect sense that Facebook would wait till retrograde to make a major change. Okay, let me clear and charge this for you. Oh. So before he had said he was going to finalize, but now he's just dodging it again. But your oldest asked when you're going to get back together. Oh, so sad. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What does Joelle need to know about getting back together with KB? What does Joelle need to know about getting back together with KB? What does Joelle need to know about getting back together with KB? Can the relationship and family be salvaged? Should she move forward? What does she need to know? What does she need to know about getting back together with KB? Thank you, Spirit. What does she need to know about getting back together with KB? Thank you, Spirit. What does Joelle need to know about getting back together with KB? Okay. The first two cards represent your question. We have the Devil. I don't remember the zodiac signs, but is somebody a Capricorn? The Devil can represent abuse, addictions, temptations, but again, this is just representing the question. Also Capricorn. And Knight of Wands. He's a Taurus or Pisces. Okay. To me, to see the Devil with the Knight of Wands together does make me look like, but remember, this is representing the question. Makes me wonder if, and I don't remember you ever saying anything like he was confirmed to be cheating on you, but it makes me wonder, like, is this question, should you get back together because you're wondering if he can be faithful, wondering if he's cheating, or maybe you're just asking whether the cycle will end, but with all the passion and fire, it does feel more like cheating more than like some sort of addiction or abuse. But again, remember, that just represents the question. But I do want to know if Spirit is basically saying, oh, he was a habitual cheater. That never came across, but it's absolutely coming across now. So, yeah, with that Devil, we're seeing that lust, that passion, that temptation, maybe even like a sex addiction. And that Knight of Wands, like always racing off for the next, I'd say, affair. Okay, so that's representing the question. And I guess what you're really asking is, does Spirit see you getting back together with him if he's going to change? Okay, the goal of what Spirit would want is change. The Magician. Okay, so Spirit would love to see you two back together, would love to see KB making these changes, using his power for good to create something different, to balance these emotions and elements and whatever it is that made him a habitual cheater, to tap into his own inner power. Okay, but let's see the obstacle. Now, if the obstacle comes up very much in sync with that cheating, oh, no. The obstacle is the Chariot. Oh, you always get the Chariot, don't you, Joelle? You always get the Chariot. This is always you. So we're going to have to dig a little bit more, because the obstacle here is the Chariot. Lots of major arcana here. The Chariot is about moving forward. So it could represent here, the obstacle is you want to move forward and he's holding you back. So we need to see if that is the only obstacle, or if the obstacle has something to do with him not being able to move forward and make changes. But in all of our readings, this card does show up as you. So it could even be that he wants to reconcile, you're not ready to, because you don't know that he's going to change. Okay, so what is around you? Knight of Swords. All these knights. To me, though, this looks like you're ready. You really are ready to move on. You're ready to take action. But let's see what else is around you. The Moon. Remember, the Moon is going to show up when we have an unknown path. There's mystery. You're in the shadow. You're not in the light. You're not in the dark. Okay, so let's see your immediate action, what you need to know about reconciliation. Oh, okay. It does look like Spirit wants reconciliation. Immediate action. This is the Four of Wands. This is a marriage card. Like I couldn't, unless it was the Lovers, you know what I mean? So it does look as if, I don't know though, we still have to look into this habitual cheating thing. You know, is it healthy for you to do this restoration? No, Ankita, this isn't free reading. Sorry. This is my teaching stream, and all the readings, personal readings on this stream are by donation. Okay, so that is a yes from Spirit for reconciliation. Long-term approach to reconciliation is the Tower. And what that means here is that for reconciliation to truly work, you have to tear down this broken structure. If he's not willing to go to counseling and make a big change, it's not going to happen. Only because Spirit is showing straight up about this habitual cheating. Spirit wants him to change. Spirit wants you to give him the opportunity to change. And you may feel like I've given him a million opportunities, but Spirit is saying, if you look at this picture, he's saying, yeah, for your child. Your child is most likely calling out and praying to God, please bring mommy and daddy back together. And from Spirit's point of view, that prayer trumps. That prayer trumps his unwillingness to change, and it trumps your willingness to want to move forward. Spirit wants to see a happy family for your child. So, but Spirit is straight up saying, you have to tear down this relationship. If he's not willing to tear down this structure as it was built, then it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be a nightmare. So because your main question is, what does Spirit want for you? And my question is basically, what does Spirit want you to know about reconciliation? Spirit absolutely wants reconciliation. Oh, he is literally praying for it? Yeah, he is. And you know, God loves kids. Okay, so our outcome here, the outcome is still you have to be on your guard and you have to be defensive. So have you talked to KB about, you know, our family is broken, our family is fractured, your son is praying that we get back together, and we owe it to him as his parents to give this one more shot. So this family is going into therapy. This family is going to get help, and you're going to get help, because he wants his family back together. And if you want to love him and be the best role model for him, you can't be a habitual cheater. You know, he has the power, you know, and that's what Spirit is saying. What Spirit wants is for him to choose to change for his family, for you and for his kids. You know, maybe write him a letter. Maybe write him a letter and let him know, you know? Maybe just type it out in an email. Because maybe there's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he is realizing this on his own, but I think what Spirit is saying, that the key here is your son. You know, you have two children, right? But we have one showing up here, and there's other cards that could have come up with, I wanted to see what the next card was. The next card is the Hierophant. Yeah, Spirit, God definitely wants you to fight for this marriage. We have the Seven of Wands, fight off the attacks and save the marriage. But you know, I've had many cards for you of twin flames, energy, 8 years and 8 months. So, and this kid even looks about, I would say between 5, 6, 7, 8. But yeah, definitely Spirit wants this marriage saved. I do believe it is answer to the prayer. I think God knows that your 8-year-old wants this family saved, and he really owes it to his kids to try and save. He does. He owes it to them, and Spirit is saying that the main obstacle here, though, has been you. So let's not forget that. Even though the goal here is that he changes, that he steps into his power. And I always want to point out, too, like with the tarot, right, with our major arcana, the 0, right, is the Fool, the beginning. And if you always think of the egg, right, the female carries the egg within her when she conceives and she's going to give birth to a child. The baby is in the egg, and that is the Fool. It's the beginning. Well, then the baby is born, right? And the baby comes into its own person. And that is the next card, the Magician. And that's why when we see that 1, think of I. So the Magician is always about my power. I can create this. I have power to do this. And Spirit is being very blunt with KB, saying, you have no excuse. You have the power to create this happy family, for your wife, and for your children. This is all on you, KB. You have the power. It's in your hands. It's up to him to take these elements and to manifest this beautiful, happy family home for you and the kids. He has to do this. And Spirit is straight up saying it will not work unless he agrees to tear down everything that has been built that is not working, And I would even venture to say that if God moves in this way for you guys to have one more chance as a family, I would venture to say from this card that if he messes it up when Spirit is moving on behalf of the prayer of your child, I think he will come crashing down. Like, I don't think spiritually he can afford to make that commitment to reunite, reconcile, and then not change. Because repentance is all about change. If we say that we're sorry and we say we repent and we say let's try again, and you don't change, then you weren't sorry. And when God comes into the situation and moves on behalf of a child, you don't want to mess with that energy. You don't want to spit in the face of God. You don't want to trample on the prayers of your children. You don't want that type of energy, because you're opening yourself up to chaos. You're going to come crashing down. So Spirit is very clear here. Spirit wants this marriage restored, but it is very, very point blank. KB has to change. And in my opinion, I don't see it just coming through, okay, yeah, we're going to do this and it's all going to be hunky-dory. I think there has to be some sort of therapy. Again, I always get this feeling like he needs to be in church. I feel that there is like a lust issue here. And I believe that from our representation of the question with the devil and our Knight of Wands, this is like passion and lust that's kind of gotten out of control. So I feel like even if it's not therapy, if he has like some sort of sex addiction, to maybe just be in like a church with people who, like men who also deal with this stuff, and that they can hold each other accountable. But he owes this to his son. He owes this to his children. And he's the one who's resisting, It's been a long time and he keeps resisting. And I know you are ready to move on. You are ready to move on. So it's up to you whether you're willing to give him one more chance. I would, at this point, say, here's your chance. This is going to change. if you want me to stay with you and give this one more chance to save our family for our child, our son, who's literally crying and praying, then we have to go get therapy. You have to change. And then say, it's not that I think you change and I don't change. Tell me what you need from me, but this is bigger than us. Let's go and get some help, you know? So tell me what you think. That's what it says. Also, what's around you was the Knight of Swords and the Moon. So I do want to point that out as well. The Knight of Swords is that you are taking action. What's around you here is a lot of, and it is that legal, because the sword is the mind and it does have to do with truth and law and justice. And you are taking action, but this can be in many different ways. The Knight of Swords and you taking action can be not just, I'm moving forward and we're getting divorced, but it can be that you are using your power of your mind to come up with a solution, which you really are. But also here was the Moon, which is your female intuition. The Moon is all about our psychic energy, but it's also mystery. So there's a lot here that we just don't know what the outcome will be. But he is the one who has to make these changes. Yeah, I agree, and I hope that if he won't have the verbal conversation, then try just writing it to him, because sometimes people respond better that way. I kind of have a feeling, and let me know if this makes any sense, but would his mom be an ally for you here? If you spoke to his mom, and I feel like maybe, do you have a disconnection with her? But is there something where if you laid this out with your mom, with his mom, that she might help? That she might help here? Yeah, that's just something I'm feeling. That's not anything that was in the cards or anything, but it's definitely something that I'm feeling. Well, keep me updated. I think I'll keep doing this stream over here and simulcast it with my Fractal Flowers. At least until Facebook works out, or I don't know what's going on, but I actually like doing it over here. I'm going to move on to the Goddess Power Oracle. And hello, Ruba. How are you? You're welcome. God bless you. I think they're gonna change. I mean, that says to me straight up that God is listening to that prayer. So many times I just thought he was going to shape up, and strange. Okay, the Challenger. It's like he resists the divorce, but then he doesn't want to have the conversations of anything he has to do to do the work. It's like, come on, dude, get with the program. Oh, God bless you, Joelle. So we had the Challenger, and today's message is a lot about challenges. And then we had impatience, which is telling us not to try and rush things, but to let life move at its pace. We have divination, which is telling us that we're not facing challenges without any insight, that we can have clarity, we can get answers to the problems we're facing. Okay, so now I'm going to do the Goddess Power Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. That's the goddess Ceridwen. She's a Celtic goddess. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have from the Goddess Power Oracle deck? What message do you have from the Goddess Power Oracle deck? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And our message is right here. Now, if it's upright, it's empowerment. If it's reversed, it is an alignment message. Oh, it is an alignment message. Bridget, creative spark. Bridget, creative spark. Sometimes you get into a creative slump and you feel frozen in mid-air, unable to move in any direction. Perhaps you are unsure of the next step with someone new, or a project becomes a looming behemoth in your mind, or you can't think of anything to say in a social moment. Maybe you think all your best ideas are gone. Bridget offers you the alignment task of moving your attention away and remembering what it was like when you were little, when you finger painted and drew stick figures and played with your pals in the sandbox or playground. What moved you and lit you up then is the same creative spark that can move you now. Playful curiosity is what's called for. Don't take yourself or your current conditions too seriously. It's time to be free from the burden of expectation you've set upon yourself. Don't try so hard. The triple goddess of the hearth, the forge, and inspiration brings all her aspects together to help you sparkle. Well, I like that. That goes along with our impatience of letting life move at its own pace. We have a lot of challenges today and how we can tune in and find those solutions. And Spirit is saying, don't be so hard on yourself. Just kind of let things, move at their own pace. Take time to relax. Let go of some of the expectations and just get creative again. Find your creative spark because that's going to help reconnect you to your joy. And now it is the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I'm going to change my background here, my background music. And that's been playing for almost an hour. I feel like going into a little Celtic. Okay. That's by Colette Baron Reed. And also this deck works, if it's upright, it is an oracle message. If it is reversed, it is a protection message. This deck has 78 cards. A little tricky for my hands for shuffling. 78 cards when they're large like this. I mean, that is the size of a tarot deck. But these cards are a little large for me. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, we're right here. And don't forget, at the end, I will be doing the free 5-card tarot reading. Oh, Stag Spirit, my favorite. It's my, just so you see, this is the same card that is actually on the guidebook. And here is the card. There's the guidebook. Hello, Monica. No, this is not a free tarot stream. This is a tarot reading and oracle reading teaching stream where I give free messages to the collective. This is usually on my Fractal Flowers channel, but I usually simulcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Facebook is having some issues, so I'm going to, I think tomorrow, I'm actually going to try live streaming to 3 of my YouTube channels that are in the Read the Tarot network. So how it works is these are oracle messages. I do 8 oracle decks, and then at the end I do a free 5-card tarot reading. But if you would like to have a personal question asked, you may make a donation. There are things that pop up in the YouTube section as well as across the stream. So this is Stag Spirit from our Oracle deck. Take the lead. And I love white stag, my spirit animal. This is number 58. And it was upright, so it's not a protection message. Whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is the time to heed the call to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit and walk with confidence as you take on the responsibilities that are yours now and model integrity in all that you do and in all your relationships. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path. Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too, for you are learning and developing new skills. The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that Spirit supports you as you compassionately take the lead. You are a model for transformation now, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others so they may grow and discover their best selves too. What a gift you are. Stay humble and authentic and walk your talk, for this is how a wise leader leads. That was beautiful. And now we're moving on to Kyle Gray's Angel and Ancestor Oracle deck for the next part of our free Oracle and Tarot reading for the collective. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And our message is right here. And it is, ooh, Lord. The Lord. This is like the Lord and the Lady. Very Celtic. Take charge with authority. Oh, now that is interesting. Take the lead and take charge. Wow. So this Monday morning, if you've been feeling like you're just going to sit back and let other people um, do their thing and walk all over you, the Spirit is saying, oh no, you are taking the lead and you are taking charge. Okay, so let's get into this. Don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. The Lord is the consort of the Lady, the Emperor in the traditional tarot. He represents an authoritative male who isn't afraid to lay down the law. But this doesn't mean he is angry or chauvinistic. He is self-possessed, reliable, and ambitious, a man of honor who has earned his place in society. The Lord in this oracle holds a ram staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the ground and is protective of his people. His regal air indicates he has a taste for the finer things in life, yet he is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. Extended message. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth, and it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. Now, I just want to show, for those of you who are new to these streams, this type of synchronicity is very, very common, but here we had number 58, and this was the stag, and you can see here these beautiful white antlers. This was Stag Spirit. And this is from Colette Baron Reeves' deck, the Animal Spirit Oracle. And the message was take the lead. And then from the Angels and Ancestors deck, I pulled the Lord. And as you can see, he has those antlers. Completely different Oracle deck. Here he is holding the ram staff. And the message here is take charge with authority. Let me get that back into focus. Take charge. Take the lead and take charge. So as you can see, Spirit is using a lot of synchronicity in today's reading. And we are not supposed to be sitting around being the victim, but both of those messages said to lead in love and be compassionate. But we are being called to be leaders. And it said, be the boss, don't be bossed. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, that you're intimidated or afraid, Spirit is saying absolutely not. Stand in your power. Stand strong. Be confident. Speak up. You are an authority. You may not feel like it, but you are. And now we are moving on to the Celtic Tree Oracle, and I'm going to go into a different song for this. These songs that I've been playing are actually Celtic. Whenever, and I'm 15% Irish. But when I go into the Celtic cards, I do like to do some of the Celtic music in the background. Okay. I hear my cat making some noise. I think my cat's eating the dog's food again. Okay. There we go. Oh, I keep clicking on the comments, and I keep accidentally clicking it twice, and the comments are going away. There we go. Okay. There we go. The Celtic Tree Oracle. Oh, I forgot I zoomed in. It's kind of big. There's our little Celtic. Okay, let's get into this. This is all about the wisdom of trees that are very sacred to the Celtic people. The Celts created their own alphabet. Unfortunately, I have not studied much about this Ogham alphabet, but they're connected to here. Oh, is she eating your food bowl? I'm sorry. I heard her. You mind if she's eating your food? Did she stop? Okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us from the Celtic Tree Oracle? And our message is right here. Now, this message can be upright or reversed. Let me see. Oh, we are upright. Oh, and we are in honeysuckle. We had honeysuckle come through several days ago in the Fractal Flower stream, but in a different deck. You lend honeysuckle. Very pretty. And this is number 23. Like the drum beat in this song. You lend honeysuckle. Totems are lapwing, peewit, hummingbirds, and moths. Oh, and I did choose a hummingbird for our the picture. When the stream first begins, it was hummingbird spirit, and that's actually an extra card. Interesting. Okay, hummingbirds, moths, bees, the labyrinth, and DNA. The deities and guides are Merlin, the crone or hermit archetype, medicine man or woman, the letters UI, PI, and P, and class peasant. Keywords: seeking, hidden secrets, the lantern that lights the path, the need to protect something important, soul, discovery, bringing light to the darkness, hidden treasure, illumination, clarity, restoration, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The Ulant honeysuckle represents hidden secrets that we are meant to discover. The winding ways of this vine represents the labyrinth and the pathway into the inner life. The hermit or ancient medicine woman holds the lantern for us as we make our way into ourselves. There is a store of great treasure and knowledge there for us to discover if we will but begin the journey. We are encouraged to heal that which has been denied or repressed. We are invited to proceed with caution and enlist our spiritual helpers so they can help light the darkness and illuminate the path of enlightenment. The Ogham for this plant is Ulend, and the letters are UI, P, and PE. It is represented by bones, which are formed by crossing the index and middle fingers of each hand. Now you leaned honeysuckle in a reading. You leaned honeysuckle in an oracle reading has to do with the search for inner knowledge. This flowering vine helps us discern false from true and choose that which is worthwhile. This woodbine is an ally. It protects and provides, it provides protection and reminds you to stay true to yourself. Although you may find many distractions as you travel your path, this vine symbolizes a focused journey. It signifies your spiritual journey and encourages you to keep learning, expressing your true nature, and evolving. Honeysuckle may also come to let you know it's time to shine the light for others, so that they too can look into the mysteries and discover the treasure of their inner lives. By offering encouragement and insight, you may bring light to others' darkness and empower them to embark on their own inner journey. Discovery is emphasized. Be willing to learn about and explore your own inner world. See yourself as an archaeologist investigating the layers of your own inner world. There is much hidden treasure to find there. Although you may dig up hidden things that disturb you, you also bring light into the dark hidden places, and light brings the healing. You also reconnect with your own gifts and talents and empower your own expression. Remember that it is your environment that affects the DNA. Light and love encourage the healthy patterns within your genes to be activated. Learn to apply positive thoughts, feelings, and actions to old habits of negativity. Become responsible for creating an environment of joy and health. And here is the message for us today. I am the Uland honeysuckle, and I offer you the lovely scent of my flowers. I attract beauty and offer sweet nectar for the hummingbirds and the bees. I am here to remind you of your own sweetness and your own ability to attract good things into your life. You attract beauty when you choose beautiful thoughts, feelings, actions, and activities. You are growing new things. Allow yourself to develop naturally. Cultivate your inner garden with seeds of love and intention. Follow the spiraling pattern that I create as I grow, and know that this is how you too grow. Follow the spiral into your center and out again. What is hidden can be found. Pay attention to synchronicities and dreams. These are your allies in discovering your own inner knowing and true essence. At the center of your heart lies desires and dreams and aspirations. Great treasure is available within you. Bring these inner resources to the light so they can be shared. Bring them forward for activation. They hold the secret to your soul's purpose and your spiritual journey. Wow, that was powerful. Well, hello, Miss Main. This stream is different. I don't give cards on this stream. This is my, it's actually my Fractal Flowers teaching stream, but I'm bringing it here today because Facebook isn't working properly. So what I do is I have 8 oracle decks. I'm moving on to the Witch's Kitchen. All of the decks represent something in nature, whether flowers, trees, animals, fairies, goddesses, angels, ancestors, things like that. So I do the 8 oracle messages for the collective. Then I do a free 5-card tarot reading for the collective. And then if anybody wants a personal reading, they may make a donation. And I do 1-card readings for a donation of $5. 2 cards are $10, 3 cards are $15, and then the other readings are $25. But this one is a little bit different. Well, I am still on donations for anybody who wants to make a donation for one of the readings. The prices are on the stream, on the video. Okay, so this is a Witch's Kitchen, and this one is all about different herbs. So let's see what herbs come through today. Well, Miss Main, I don't think I've actually been on this channel for maybe 2 weeks or so. I don't know. It's been a while. But this stream, the teaching, I don't even know. What is the name of this stream? Free teaching and oracle readings, I think. I usually do these on Fractal Flowers. This is the first time I've ever done this stream over here. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us from the Witch's Kitchen? What message do you have for us from the Witch's Kitchen? Thank you, Spirit. And our card is right here. And it is turmeric and diversity. Turmeric. There's our cat. And most people do have turmeric in their cabinets. Turmeric is what gives mustard its yellow color. And I will go into a teaching about the metaphysical properties of turmeric. First, I will read this oracle message from the guidebook. Routines old and very stale, mundane tasks lead you to fail. Mix me in to welcome change. Diversity reveals new range. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Turmeric's guidance. I'm here to make a difference in your pantry, for little diversity is needed to shake things up. Old routines have become stale, and your magic is a little worn. It's time to add variation to the mundane and take a leaf out of my book. My powers go beyond the ordinary, for my very strong anti-inflammatory properties are used to treat a variety of ailments, from increasing antioxidant capacity to fighting free radical damage. I help boost the immune system, protect the heart, and have even been known to lift your mood. I add an element of deliciousness to food, particularly curry, when you stir in my yellow powder. And I also contribute to healthy digestion. My magical power can be utilized to remove black magic. Curses will lift when you use my black powder, which is not for consumption. Opportunities for change arise as I remind you that variety really is the spice of life. Recommended recipe for golden smoothie for acid reflux or hyperthyroidism. Hypothyroidism. Put the following into your blender: 3 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of ginger powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 2 organic bananas, 10 fresh basil leaves, 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel, and 2 cups of milk. Mix and taste, add honey for sweetening, refrigerate and drink first thing in the morning. And turmeric revealed. Known as the golden spice, turmeric's use dates back to the Vedic culture in India. Hindus honor turmeric as auspicious and sacred. Marco Polo spoke of the medical uses of the sacred soil used in China. Buddhist robes are dyed with turmeric for festivals and ceremonies. Now I'm going to do a little bit of teaching on turmeric, but I'm going to take a little break real quick. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a little break. Okay, and I'm going to do turmeric. I'm going to change the background music again. Okay. And things are moving so slowly, I'm sure it's Mercury retrograde. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not stressing any technological glitches. 5 to 10 minutes to bring up a page and share it? Sure. It's Mercury retrograde. Okay, so I'm going to be screen sharing Marble Crow. This is Turmeric Folklore and Magic. MarblecrowBlog.com. Beautiful picture here. Plants and herbs and witchcraft. Turmeric folklore and magical uses. Turmeric is what gives curry a yellow color, as well as everything else it touches. It has a subtle, spicy, earthy scent and flavor, and to be honest, is next to impossible to find folklore or magical uses for. It's not that they don't exist, of course. It's just that they're kind of drowned out by the number of blog posts, articles, and books on its nearly magical health benefits. People use it for inflammation, diabetes, cardiovascular health, and to improve liver function. It's a bit outside of the scope of this post to go into all of that, Besides, the author is not a doctor, but it's pretty evident that turmeric occupies an important place for a lot of people around the world. Turmeric is native to southern Asia and some Pacific islands. In the places where it grows wild, it has a history of use as a medicinal herb going back about 4,000 years. Interestingly, though turmeric was known in ancient Greece, it never really caught on except as a dye. Interestingly, ginger, turmeric's cousin, didn't seem to have this problem. Needless to say, if you're looking for uses of turmeric in European-based witchcraft, they're a little thin on the ground. Nobody seems to be able to agree on what elemental correspondences go with this herb. Some say air, while one source the author found said fire. While fire makes sense to the author, she would probably say earth. In India, turmeric seems to function as a sacred anointment. It's used for brides and grooms during the pre-wedding haldi ceremony, girls entering puberty, and the bodies of the dead. Most of the sources for witchcraft uses of turmeric cite purification as one of its properties. So while the author doubts that its associations in Indian culture are exactly the same, it does make a lot of sense. Malevolent spirits, particularly the angry dead, can be sent away with the smell of turmeric. Turmeric is also indicated for spells for healing, strength, and vitality, since it's a potent medicinal herb and general tonic. Turmeric's golden color is useful in color magic. Yellow is associated with abundance and happiness, while gold is associated with the energy of the sun, prosperity, success, and healing. The sun energy might be an explanation for why turmeric is so useful for purification. Using turmeric. Since turmeric stains pretty much everything it touches, that makes it great for making magical inks, dyeing sachets, bags, or poppets, or adding color to sweetening jars or other potions. Turmeric essential oil has a very warming scent and can be substituted for hot spices when you don't necessarily want their sharp pepperiness. Like the root itself, though, the essential oil stains, so use it with caution. If you can keep it out of humidity, you can use turmeric to bury magical tools to purify them the way you might use sea salt. Again, be careful, don't use it to bury anything porous, and keep it dry, or you might find that whatever you buried is now yellow. The author loves turmeric and puts it in everything, and while she hasn't experienced the magical health benefits a lot of natural health websites attribute to it, it is delicious, easy to use, and gives everything such a bright, pleasing color. If you're looking for an ingredient for a magical ink for prosperity, abundance, joy, or purification spell, you can't really go wrong with turmeric. And that is it. So here is a recap from our oracle messages this morning from our oracle decks. Oracle of the Roses, we had the Challenger, the Scotch Rose, spoke to us about challenges that we're facing. The Flowers Oracle deck, we had Impatience, speaking about forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, and being patient. Divination reminded us that no matter what challenges we are facing, we have tools ready at our disposal to help bring clarity and clarification to any situation. The Goddess Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed, we saw number 8 and we saw Brigid, and this was talking about our creative spark. Getting back in touch with that spark of creativity that we often experience as children, but lose when we grow up. And to kind of, relax some of the rigidity, the rules that we place on ourselves to get back in touch with that that childlike spirit. Our animal spirit oracle deck, we saw the stag and we started moving into some serious synchronicity. Even though we saw synchronicity with spirit bringing through the messages about challenges and some on the creativity. But here we had the stag, where you can see those antlers, and the message was take the lead. And then in our angels and ancestors, we see those antlers again. We have the Lord with the message, take charge with authority. Then we had this beautiful honeysuckle message. Oh, and in both of those oracle card readings about take the lead and take charge with authority, there was a strong message to make sure that you are always leading in love and to be compassionate. We have that honeysuckle bringing up more insight into our sweetness, going within, doing healing work within. And we actually have some more healing that comes through with turmeric as well. So I'm very excited to see what our tarot card will be. So now I am doing a free 5-card tarot spread. It is for the collective again with this stream. If you would like a personal reading, that is on a donation. The teaching streams are all about the collective. If you want a personal reading, please make a donation. Okay, so this is the free 5-card tarot reading. What I will do is shuffle my deck. I will draw 5 cards. The first card represents a situation. The second card represents a challenge. The third card represents a solution. The fourth card represents advice. And the fifth card is the outcome. Now, the situation is going to be more than just, you're late paying a bill today. The situation applies to something that has become a stronghold in our lives. Something that Spirit is saying is a stronghold that impacts so many of us that Spirit is bringing it through. The challenge is Spirit's way of telling us why this situation has become a stronghold, why this situation is a recurring problem. Solution is Spirit's way of saying, this is how you resolve the situation. But usually it's very easy for us to just get an answer like, this is how you get rid of it. So the advice is Spirit going a little bit deeper and saying, this is how I want you to implement the solution so you can get rid of this situation once and for all and move forward. And then the outcome is Spirit's way of telling us what will happen to us if we release this problem, this situation. And again, because this is with the intention that it is applicable to all of us around the world, no matter when you see this video, it is still going to be something that is a stronghold in your life. It's not just going to be, I had this little, somebody got on my nerves today. That's not the situation. Okay, so thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today? Situation, challenge, solution, advice, and outcome. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for us today? And it's right here. Here is our situation. And it is the 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to zoom in. Oh, I guess I don't need to zoom in. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. So we're seeing this yellow flower right here. With our turmeric and our honeysuckle, those are both cards from our oracle that were yellow. And I did want to see if yellow was going to come through. This is the Flower Fairy deck, the Winter Jasmine Fairy, and the 5 of Pentacles, sensuality. Now, again, if this is your first time, this is my first time doing this teaching on the Read the Tarot channel. But if you're watching on Fractal Flowers, then you are familiar with how it works. But with this deck, we have the regular tarot deck. And then I also use the words below as if this was a separate oracle. And then, of course, we have our beautiful flowers that are coming in. So with our 5 of Pentacles, and this being our situation, we are seeing a point where there could be some sickness, there could be rejection, there could be some financial issues, there could be loss of a job or income. We could be dealing with actually like really having serious health issues, which could also be why turmeric is coming through. There could be, and again, remember, this is more than like I just woke up or like I was drinking and I have a hangover. This is something major, because with this, the free 5-card tarot readings, we are addressing strongholds, and Spirit is telling us how to overcome them. But this could be a poverty, like a spirit of poverty, where you cannot get ahead. No matter how much you try, no matter how hard you work, you feel as if you are always lacking, always in need, never making enough. Again, for the health with our 5 of Pentacles, this could be saying, stop ignoring what you feel is going wrong with your body. You may be neglecting it. You may have a fear of doctors, and you may be feeling to yourself, I really think something might be wrong, and you don't want to go to the doctor. Spirit is bringing in this message. This is a stronghold. You have to get out of that thinking. You have to start taking care of your body. Sometimes this card can show up if you're actually abusing your body. You may be suffering physically because you're neglecting your body and you're creating a stronghold here. You can't enjoy health because you're purposely doing things to yourself that are preventing you from enjoying health. And this can also show up if you're just being downright rejected. If people are ostracizing you, criticizing you, no matter what you do, you are on the outskirts. You do not feel that you are enjoying. And I would say here our sensuality is that you're saying that you're not enjoying the sensual things of life, the pleasures, the things that appeal to your 5 senses in moderation, in a healthy manner. You're not enjoying them. So now Spirit is going to show us a challenge, why this has become a stronghold. And we see the Tower here, okay? The reason these things have gone wrong in our lives, it's kind of like a situation out of our control. Something has shown up, and it could be, again, with the Five of Pentacles, right? You don't have enough money. It is something out of your control. There was a situation. This could be the economy came and just flipped you upside down, and no matter how hard you're trying, you're not making ends meet. The Tower shows up, and it is usually is something out of our control. The Tower is coming in. The Tower is a major arcana card. So in this spread, the Tower is more important than the Five of Pentacles. And the Tower is showing us that this situation that occurred was more than likely 99.9% out of your control. And remember, this could be rejection. This could be something very, very deep. This could be your spouse. No matter how much you loved your spouse turned around and rejected you. It wasn't your fault. But now you are caught in this cycle of low self-esteem, low self-worth. The Five of Pentacles, it could have been your parents. Maybe there was abuse there and you just aren't moving forward. The job, you could have been fired against your will. You didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so we're seeing here, we're suffering with this Five of Pentacles. It could be ill health. It could be rejection. It could be some form of abuse. It could be not making enough money. It's not having enough support. And the challenge that came in, and also I want to say that we had a lot of challenges in our oracle reading. So if you're just coming in on the tail end of this free tarot reading, please rewatch the stream so you can see the messages of encouragement that Spirit brought through in the beginning. But now, again, with our Tower is when everything comes crumbling down. But the good news is we never stay at the bottom. We never stay in that place. If we align ourselves with God, if we align ourselves with Spirit, if we change our negative attitude, if we operate from a place of love, we are going to get through and overcome these challenges, okay? So now we're going to see the solution. And our solution here is the Chariot. I also want to point out to Joelle, who I did her reading today, that we did have these major arcana cards come through her reading. The Chariot is all about moving forward, okay? The Chariot it is time to move. You are in this position. You may feel that everything is, it's almost like you might just be wallowing in this place of self-pity. And Spirit is saying to you, get up. You're strong. You're healed. You're blessed. You are empowered to succeed. The only thing that's limiting you is this cycle that is playing on in your mind, this negative talk that you're saying to yourself. And the Chariot is saying you are going to succeed. You're going to reach your goal. Don't give up. Keep moving forward because the best is yet to come. Don't give up. Don't give up. The Chariot is all about achieving victory. So it seems easy, right? Like, okay, so I'm in this really bad place right now. I'm at rock bottom. And the solution is I just achieve victory. I just get better. I just come out on top. I just use my will and become, the best. I just assert myself. But that's what Spirit is saying. And like I said, with these readings, the solution always sounds very, very simple. And we as humans know it's not that simple. It's not that simple if you're in the throes of deep, dark depression to just say, okay, well, today I just will myself out of deep, dark depression. It doesn't work like that. So Spirit is saying, this is our advice card. This is how you move in to that Chariot. And I love how we're seeing all these major arcana cards. So we have the Chariot, right? Spirit is saying the solution is you're going to walk in victory. You're going to walk in power. You're going to walk in blessings. You're going to be successful. You're going to be the head. You're not going to be the tail. And our human minds are like, okay, right. So that's a great solution. How do I do that? So Spirit is saying right here, and again, there's a lot of synchronicity. We're going deep within. This is the honeysuckle part of our oracle reading if you look back. So Spirit is saying, the way you are going to move forward is you're going to go within. You are going to connect to that willpower. You're going to connect with God. You're going to connect with Spirit. You're going to realize you are a high priest or a high priestess. You're going to look at your calling. You're going to actually go within and do some work. But look at our oracle words here, right? How are you going to bring in this attitude and this faith and this belief to empower yourself to get out of the drudges, to get off of the ground, to get out of the pit? You're going to have faith. It's, it seems so complicated, right? But it's actually very simple. You have to have faith in God. You have to believe to begin with. You have to believe not only in your power, okay, but you have to believe in the power of God, whoever God is to you, because it's not my place to tell you who God is to you. I know who God is to me, but it's not my place to tell you who God is to you. But whoever God is to you, you have to tap into that source, that divine connection with God. And you have to call on the angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the whole entire spirit realm that is rooting for you. And if you don't believe in yourself, you have to understand that God believes in you. Every person who is in your life who's crossed over beyond the veil, they're still rooting for you. Your mother, your father, your grandparents, even those who didn't live up to what they were called to do on this plane, they're rooting for you now, because that is how love works. And you have to have this faith. You have to have faith in God. You have to have faith in yourself. And you have to have just a simple faith that you are meant to be here for good. You have to believe that you deserve a good life. And then you make good choices. And then everything will line up. And you just see, you will see. And our outcome here is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is pride and it's victory. And it very much goes along with the Chariot. In fact, in many tarot decks, the Six of Wands and the Chariot are very, very similar, where the Chariot is somebody riding on the chariot in victory. So I always think of like Pharaoh in ancient Egypt, like the battle is won and the Pharaoh is riding with his armies, and he's on the chariot. Well, the Six of Wands is very much the same. The Six of Wands is the victor from the war, has conquered and succeeded, and he's riding on top of the horse, and people are like bowing down and praising, and the hero has come, okay? And that is our outcome here. With our words, I love that we have wedded love. And from a Christian point of view, we can see a lot of beauty here in this synchronicity, because we can see what was our advice. How do we get ahead? We have faith, right? And even before that, we had the fidelity was our solution. How we're going to move ahead, right? We have fidelity. Then we have faith. And then we have wedded love. So if you're looking at this, if you are, have a history in the Christian church like I do, fidelity, you're being true to God. You love God. Faith, you are steadfast. You are faithful. And then we have wedded love. We have the relationship between the bride and the bridegroom. Okay, that is our outcome. The Six of Wands, the victory. So we're starting off with our Five of Pentacles. We're starting off with this, just this sadness, this sorrow, this suffering, just plain suffering. The Five of Pentacles, you're just suffering. And let me show some of these cards. And I don't know if I want to use my Gilded Tarot. Where's my regular Waite Smith deck? Here it is. Let me show you in our going back a couple centuries to our Waite Smith. And we're going to start with, I want to do the 5. I didn't remember. Oh, that's right. I was doing a teaching. That's why these major arcana are all in order. Okay. Let me find this 5 of Pentacles. Here we go. Okay, so again, remember our situation in this free 5-card tarot deck. Our situation is the 5 of Pentacles, right? But I want to show you in the original Waite Smith tarot deck. Okay, here is the 5 of Pentacles. And here you can really get a good idea of the suffering that this card represents, okay? They're actually outside a church. That's what we're seeing here with the stained glass window. And we're seeing like this beggar, like this mother and her child. And they're poor, they're in need. It's like they're cold. This one's on crutches. They're sick and they're hurting and they need help. And remember, that is our situation card. So I've got that right here. So our situation is the 5 of Pentacles. Actually, I'm going to leave, I'm going to use the Waite Smith deck. Rider was the publisher. A lot of people call it the Rider Waite Smith deck. Rider was the publisher. So it's really the Waite Smith deck. Okay, so our next card, our challenge was the Tower. And like I said, the Tower is saying that this horrible situation that you're in was actually not your fault. Something came that you had no control of. And let me get our Tower. And here we go in the Waite Smith deck. As you can see, the calamity has come. Lightning hit the Tower. The Tower is on fire and the bodies are burning. Okay, so this is what Spirit is saying. This is your situation. This is your challenge. It wasn't your fault. You didn't get yourself in this situation. You know, it just seemed to happen. And then our solution was the Chariot. And that's, I wanted to show you the Chariot in the Waite Smith deck. And again, here we have that success, that victory. Let me get that back in focus a little bit. So here he is, like the Emperor. I don't know why it's so blurry. There we go. And he's riding on that chariot. And that's why I always think of Egyptians. It's like he's just come out of battle. He's the victor, right? He's in victory. And remember, this is our solution. So Spirit is saying, you know, the solution to this Tower situation that has brought you so low is victory and success, right? And again, it's like, okay, God, that's a nice little solution. How do you make that practical? Okay, and that's our advice card. And our advice is the High Priestess. And again, the High Priestess is all about going within, connecting with God, connecting with yourself. And for our oracle part of the message, our solution here is fidelity. You see that at the bottom, fidelity. And then we had the High Priestess, which our message is faith. And this is, how do we implement this victory, this success? Faith, right? And so when you see that playing out in our original tarot, okay, here's our situation. We're in need. We're suffering. We need help. Now we're coming into the Chariot. Our solution is we're going to be successful. We're going to be victors. Then how do we implement that? We have our high priestess, and our oracle message here is faith. And here is our high priestess and the Waite Smith. And our high priestess is we connect with God, we connect with spirit, we connect with ourselves, we trust our intuition, we follow God, and we know that we have the power to make it through. And then our outcome, through faith, through trusting in God, through believing in ourselves, through this empowerment, believing in ourselves and believing in God. And that's something that's very, very important. And a lot of people kind of skip over the fact that we really do have to believe in ourselves as well. A lot of people find it very, very easy to believe in God, but they don't find it easy to believe in themselves. And that's where things tend to go wrong. We have to recognize that we have power. We have ability to change our situations, to change our lives. That it's not just, we're at the mercy of the elements around us. We are co-creators with God. And now I'm going to find you the Six of Wands. And here it is. And this is what I wanted to show. Our Six of Wands is very much in line with the Chariot, because the Chariot is all about that emperor type feel of that victory. The battle is won, and here I am. And the outcome here is the same with our Six of Wands. He is riding in on his horse, and you see these people, they're like hailing him a hero. It's like the hero has come and everybody is praising him. And that's our outcome. So that is the end of this stream. I hope it helped you. I hope it encouraged you. If you go back to the oracle messages, we had a lot about challenges. So Spirit is telling us not to lose hope, not to lose faith, that the challenges are going to come. Sometimes they're coming without anything that we're doing. It's not our fault that the challenges are coming. That's part of life. But we can't lose our faith during these challenges. We just stay strong. We stay steadfast. We keep our eyes on God, and we will come through this successful and in victory. So thank you for being here. God bless you. And remember to read the tarot and spend some time in nature today.